Hey everybody, it's Jeff, and we are finally back for day 6 on the Viking expedition ship Octantis on the Antarctic Explorer cruise. So on day 6, we woke up in beautiful Hidden Bay. As you'll see, it was a little bit overcast that day, but still a really nice day to go out on the water because it was so calm. We selected a rib boat ride, and our group was the Snow Petrels, so according to the schedule in the Viking Daily, we met at 9 a.m. in the midship landing area for a Zodiac exploration of the bay. It was scheduled to be on the water for over an hour with no shore stops, so they recommended dressing warm with waterproof pants and rubber boots. I also strongly recommend that you bring the binoculars from your room because you should get some great viewing opportunities, including possibly glacier calving and some nice wildlife viewing. As I said, the water was calm, so it was a really nice ride. We explored the bay, we got some great views of seals hanging out on floating ice. This guy was a little bit shy, had his head stuck in the snow, but some others were more curious and wanting to know what we were doing. We also saw some really interesting iceberg formations. Could just be me, I'm a geek, but this one looked a little like the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. As we toured around, our guide occasionally pulled some ice out of the water and explained the differences between the various densities and colors and what that tells you about where the ice came from in the ice flow itself. Then we lucked out and got a really impressive show of an ice cave slowly forming and collapsing over a period of about 10 minutes. Some of the collapses were big enough to actually create a bit of a wave front heading out into the bay. So our guide kept pointing the boat away from it, and at one point joked that she wasn't going to turn the motor off anymore. It's really amazing stuff to see. Then after that, we pulled up next to another Zodiac in the bay that had Professor of Physical Geography Julian Dowdeswell of Cambridge University's Scott Polar Research Institute on board. And he gave a great talk right there in the middle of the bay on the boat about what we were seeing around us and the history and the geography of the area. It was fascinating, and it's so great that Viking brings along these very knowledgeable scientists and educators to share their experience with the guests. Eventually, we headed back towards the ship, and along the way, we saw some more neat ice formations. After we got back on board and we changed, we spent some time out on the deck enjoying the scenery. The bay was really beautiful. We watched some of the special operations boats exploring the bay as well. So you could do that in addition to also kayaking in this location if you wanted to sign up for those things. We only signed up for the rib boat operation. As the Octantis started to leave the bay early that evening, we got some amazing views of floating ice with seals resting on them right up next to the ship, and also some positions where the ship was maneuvering through the ice and pushing it around with its jet thrusters and bumping into it occasionally. It was kind of neat. We also saw groups of penguins swimming amongst the ice, and finally we got some incredible views of the geography of the Hidden Bay area. Later we went up to the Nordic spa on deck 2, and how this works is that you need to make a reservation in advance, but it's free to do. And reservations are on the hour, and at least during COVID times, they limit it to 8 folks at a time in the facility, and you get about 45 minutes to an hour to be in there. But we really never had a problem getting a reservation, and many times there were only a few people with us in the spa area. So it's a nice way to warm up after the boat ride in the hydrotherapy pool, or hang out in the dry or wet sauna rooms, or you could wake yourself up in the cold water bucket shower. One of our favorite things was the Badestamp, which is a hot tub room that has a half open window to the outside. So while you're sitting in the hot tub, you get a blast of Antarctic air in your face, and sometimes it can even be like snowing right outside the window while you're sitting in a hot tub. It's a really neat experience. Or you can just relax in the warming cave. There's some heated stone benches there you can lie on. We really loved the whole experience and ended up going almost every day after our day's adventures were over to the spa area. If you've been on a Viking ocean ship before, you have seen many of these features, but the big difference on the expedition ship is the spa area has a full-length window to the outside so you can enjoy the scenery while you relax. It's amazing. We ended the day with a great meal at Manfredi's restaurant where they expertly debone the fish for you right at the table. This is our favorite of the two reservable restaurants. Then, of course, there's always the dessert table at the World Cafe just to finish things off. That's pretty much a wrap for day 6. Next, we're headed to Cooverville Island, and we'll cover that in the next video. To get notified when the day 7 video is released, just click on subscribe below. If this video has been helpful to you, you can let me know by liking it. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.